Yeah, I'm at Zahon station. Just coming off this train here, you can see border officials are greeting Ukrainians who've just arrived in from a train from Chop. We're about 2 kilometres from the border here. Volunteers are also on hand carrying people's luggage. And then the border officials normally have got their documents and they're taking Ukrainians, which is often, of course, women and their children. We can see some more elderly people have arrived this morning and they're going down the platform to then sort out some of their paperwork. People are arriving here. For many of them, this is now their first place of real safety, arriving in Hungary. Over 300,000 people have arrived at Hungary, according to the UN. That's their best estimate. And the majority of them will have come through this border crossing. You've got here this train station. There's also a road border crossing about 1 kilometre down the road as well. And what this really stresses is the importance of safe routes of passage from Ukraine into Hungary. Just to give you an example, a girl I met yesterday, a student, who's now in Hungary, a history student, Elena, her family tried to flee 40 kilometres into Belarus in a desperate situation. There's no safe passage there, no humanitarian corridor. She was in a convoy of cars and they came under attack. And Elena said that the driver that she was sat next to was shot, was killed. They were then stuck. She fled the car. They spent 2 nights sleeping in what she described as a forest, then had no paperwork, no documents, no passport, no luggage, tried to find her family, and they were then reunited yesterday at this station. It just shows you how essential it is that there is some form of safe transport for people to exit Ukraine and then arrive to safe bordering countries. Another woman that I met yesterday who was 72, she said they'd spent a week in a shelter in Kharkiv that was just totally ill-equipped to be able to look after them. At that point they said, it doesn't matter what happens now, we've just got to try and leave. Many other families will be arriving off the train in Chop. It's actually quite a slow process. Border officials go on and then take the families one by one. Then there's a real team of volunteers making sure that there is food, that there's options of accommodation, free transport, so that when you finally arrive here, you're going to be looked after as best as possible.